We quit doing Vacation Bible School at the Orchard Seventh-day Adventist Church a few years ago because our Sidewalk Kids program took over. Jesus told us to go out into the world and tell other people about Him. And our Sidewalk Kids program gets us into a community of people that would never come through the doors of our church anyway. We can draw a huge crowd if we go into the park down the street, or even if we invite them to a picnic.
What got me involved in this was I was a Pathfinder leader. We'd just gotten back from Faith on Fire, and honestly, as wonderful as that program was, I came back feeling that we had kind of been really focused on ourselves.
And we wanted it to be more than that. We wanted it to be a mission field. We've had times where the red trailer and the black trailer will drive up and the kids will be lining the fence. Our church is here, our church is here. So, they're just like so excited for us to be. They can hardly wait.
Last summer, our theme was pirates.
Culturally, these kids are just not into sitting down and listening to a sermon.
Our kids dressed up in pirate costumes, and they had a story on a pirate ship. The pirates had kidnapped some kids, and the kids told them the story about Jesus, and somehow the pirates ended up giving their hearts to Jesus, and the kids were all reunited with their families. It's a tremendous way to tell the story of the gospel in a way that kids in our community would accept. They all know about pirates. They can all say, "Arg," better than anybody else in the whole group. And because it's about pirates, they'll listen, even if the story's about Jesus.
We went for about 4 years with this mix of youth and adults delivering the program. And the program actually began to languish. My son went out to Columbia Academy. In Columbia Academy, they do weekly chapels. And those are typically run by the students. And so after his freshman year, he came to my wife and I and said, you know, we do this for chapel all the time. Why can't I get a group of friends together and we as young people go out and do this? Because dead air time is a killer. And that was one of our big problems with our program. The youth understand that because they have to deliver to that week after week at CAA and the other academies. They understand if they have dead air time, they lose even their friends. They're gone. And so they comprehend that very, very well. And they understand that they have to keep that program flowing and not have dead air time. And they execute that so much more efficiently than we as adults do. And that's one of the things that actually made them successful, is they were able to deliver the same program in about 2/3 of the time that we as adults were doing.
We got kids with talent, and we're giving them an opportunity to use their talents for God. When the young people show up for a Sidewalk Kids program in the afternoon, the first thing we have them do, that we try to have them do at least, is register to let us know who they are and where they live so we can keep track of them. More often than not, the first thing they'll do is head over to the snow cone table. We serve snow cones, and on a hot afternoon, those are really popular.
One of the remarkable things that we learned is you get about anywhere from 25% to 50% adult participation.
We started our Sidewalk Kids program one night a week in one place. But as we got a little more comfortable with it in summers that followed, we said, we have worked up a whole program. Why couldn't we do it more than one night a week after we've already prepared it? So the last couple of summers, we've been going to 3 different sites, each one night a week. So 3 nights a week, we're out in the community putting on the program. Out of all the kids that worked for us last summer, we paid about 1/3 of them. The other 2/3 were just volunteers.
The spiritual growth in them is just incredible. We start with a planning session, and they're struggling to share what they believe and how to share that. And at the end of the summer, they're sharing experiences of how God's worked in them and how they've been able to reach the kids, and how we do a kind of an altar call at the end of Sidewalk. And each one of our youth will go out and pray with 4 or 5 of the kids in the community who've wanted to give their hearts to Jesus. And to see that happen is just absolutely incredible.
So if your church is interested in getting your youth involved in a program like Sidewalk Kids, and you're looking for some way to get them into ministry, into the community, this is a great way to do it.
It's pretty amazing what happens when God's people catch a vision of reaching out in the community.